man, is that Double D? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Let's just go in and, like, kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys. Who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all, you know, conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Mazes and monsters is a far-out game.
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening the refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of like a mermaid or a siren, right?
Orcs are just like evil elves, right? And they were like made by like an evil god.
Honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
We gotta put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
Their voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
You're not in Transylvania anymore, Crystal. We don't talk vampire.
When you say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
I disagree. I disagree, Gary.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Otisburg?
Who's this monster? She's got her own place.
Otisburg?
It's a little bitty place.
Otisburg?
Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Great sandwich.
Well, howdy, everybody. How is everybody doing? It's like we have... Hold on.
Technical issues are going to be already.
Technical issues.
That's last week, yo. That's when we had a temp squad in here.
That is so last week. Well, first of all, hold on here. We got 2 more to bring on, so we got to give him his own stinger here, though.
Son won't fail. He's everywhere. I'll make mincemeat out of you, mouse.
Thank you.
I haven't figured out one for this guy. How you doing, Rogan?
What's up? I'm good. I'm good. How you doing, Double D?
I'm doing all right.
Crazy Mouse?
I'm doing good too. Eric, how does Rogan sound? He says Double D sounds good. The mouse sounds good. How does Rogan sound? And we got one more joining us tonight too.
Yeah. Remember on Christmas when you got that one extra present you weren't counting on?
From an aunt or from Santa?
From Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I think I got everything. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, wait, there's another one there. And you open it up. And it's this guy.
And it's the Red Ryder BB gun.
That's right.
It's Foreigner 4.
It's our own Red Ryder BB gun. Very good. I tell you what, he's starting off strong.
Yep.
Starting off strong. Who do we got in here so far?
Let's do a little roll call. We got T-shirt, Eric C., who's our audio and video geek. Thank you, my man. Maliki, Nick, Antonio.
See Ironcaster there. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, T-shirted? Yep. God.
Copenheiser, if you didn't say him. Robbie Mack.
Yep. Eric C., Nick Laserbeam.
Where's our queens tonight? Where's Charlotte? Where's Katie?
I think we should just stop the stream until they come.
Yeah, everyone just take 5. Let's make a wake up.
I'll just sit here and stare into the camera.
Time to make a sandwich.
Yeah. We were waiting for you, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Womanizer, Will T. Yeah, I love you all, guys. If we missed anybody, welcome. Well, we have an interesting, I don't know, maybe interesting show tonight.
Hopefully that's what we planned.
I want to get into an incident a little later on, and I actually wouldn't mind it if you guys have a similar story in the chat. You guys can come in and join us. Maybe about halfway through, I'll throw the link in the chat and it has to do with like heated discussions either around the table or about the table, because there was an incident a long time ago between Crazy Mouse and Gavin.
It played out in real life.
Out in real life.
At a bar.
At a bar, yeah.
Which our campaign, we usually a common stomping ground. We have one in Birthright, and we had a common bar in real life that we went to all the time, and it got heated.
It did. And I was not there, but I found out about it. I was like, holy shit, you guys were okay. So I don't want to spill the tea just yet.
That's just the teaser.
Yeah. So if you guys though have a story about God, I'd love it if you guys got into an actual like fist fight around the table or something.
No, we don't want an actual fist fight.
Not you guys. These guys.
No,
I want to hear these guys getting into a fist. But listen, if you guys have a story about things getting really heated at the table and you think it's worthy, I don't know, just get a microphone. You obviously don't need to come on camera, and we'll have you on, and we'll hear you out.
We had another one between Gavin and Rogan. It was Pew Pew's first night.
Oh yeah. We'll go into that too.
Yeah.
We'll go into that too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. All right. Good. 32 already. Very good, guys. Very good. Strong, as always.
To quote Lisa, played by Kelly LeBrock in Weird Science. What would you little maniacs like to do first? I found out that Weird Science and the Breakfast Club are the same universe. They are the same high school, Shermer High in Chicago.
Oh, wow. Is it Weird Science a John Hughes movie?
It might be. I have no clue. Chad, if you can help us with that. But Weird Science and Breakfast Club are the same high school. Now.
Yep, it's John Hughes.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah. And that had a young Tony Stark in it. Was in Weird Science.
Oh yeah.
I like Nick's comment.
Yeah, Weird Breakfast.
Yeah, Weird Breakfast. Yeah, he was also in Robert Downey Jr. was also in Easy Money.
Thinking Back to School?
Either Back to School or Easy Money. Yeah, one of those two.
Back to School. He was his Roddy Dangerfield's son, Derek Lutz.
Nice.
I gotta say, the Billy Joel song "Easy Money" for that movie, I loved. That was a good song.
Oh yeah. Yep.
There you go. All right, enough of the 80s movies. Let's get it on.
All right. I think first we're going to go into a little RPG news, see what you guys think of this. But we're upping our game here just a little bit, just a tad.
Nice.
Oh,
off the charts here.
You skip work today?
Maybe I was doing it at work. Huh?
Okay.
All right.
Guys, we're also seeing this. Anytime that Double D's throwing up a new graphic, it's new to us.
yeah,
We
absolutely.
haven't seen any of this stuff either.
That was pleasing to see.
Yeah.
All right. Candela Obscura. You're probably wondering, what the hell is Candela Obscura?
Bless you.
It's exactly.
Is there a medicine for that?
Exactly.
I got some Savannah Buccarelli.
Sounds like a medicine.
Yeah. Side effects include itching, rash, loss of libido,
A boner for 7 hours.
yeah. No. Oh, no. Don't you pass out on me yet, you rotten little winkers. Candela Obscura is a new tabletop role-playing game that places you in the roles of investigators working for an esoteric order, which uses centuries of knowledge to fight against mysterious source of corruption and bleed. What the hell? A mysterious source of corruption and bleed.
Huh.
Well, that
Does that make sense?
That must be a mechanic or something in the game.
Yeah. bleed. Odd. Okay. In this game of gothic horror, individuals of varied talents are brought together under the organization Candela Obscura. There's your answer. You guys can join Candela Obscura. What that gets you, I don't know. I guess you'll pursue strange occurrences. You'll encounter dangerous magics. You'll fight back against mysterious sources of corruption and bleed. What the hell? Did I just... Is this Groundhog Day?
No, you're reading it.
Did I have a stroke?
No.
Okay, did they put corruption and bleed twice? Okay, so this is the official site. These are the Critical Role folks. This is Matt Mercer and company. I don't know who wrote this sloppy copy, but they need to be scourged a little bit.
Sloppy copy.
A mysterious source of corruption and bleed on line 2. Fighting back against a mysterious source of corruption and bleed on line 4. I am not going crazy. This is an outfit with 2 million followers on YouTube that makes millions.
Unacceptable.
I agree, Stern. Candela Obscura is the first to use the illuminated world system. It's a world of illumination.
Duck heading. Golden aces.
The golden aces. A newly designed system of corruption and bleed. No. Didn't say it there. That lends itself to narrative, arc-driven play. So this sounds like Call of Cthulhu Light, almost. I have heard. I'll tell you what. Let's watch the video. Let's watch what the fine folks over at Critical Role have done to us.
Welcome to the Fairlands, a vibrant and diverse coastal valley found within the northern country of Hale. The year here is 1907, a time that feels very similar to your world at the turn of the century. People here are still reeling from the trauma of the last Great War, embracing spiritualism and raucous debauchery in the wake of tragedy. Within the metropolis...
Raucous debauchery.
I did see this. I saw this the other day, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Crazy.
Of New Fair, citizens celebrate the sudden influx of technology and wealth by embracing all manner of vice and revelry. But beneath the city lies the remnants of an ancient alchemical civilization that fell to the misuse of horrifying magic. This same mysterious power still plagues the Fairlands today. Sinister creatures roam dense forests, enigmatic lighthouses illuminate dark waters, and diabolical powers harness arcane artifacts. For as long as this corrupted magical bleed has run rampant through the Fairlands, a secret esoteric order known as Candela Obscura has used their centuries...
Does that mean obscure candles?
That's what I was thinking.
You guys in the chat, help us out. What is the literal translation of that, if you could?
The candle bra.
These are really hard to find candles. That's the first thing you get when you join our order.
These are hard. Try to find the matches.
Just go to Aldi's. They got all that shit.
Yeah.
Of knowledge to fight back. Each circle of investigators is composed of brave individuals.
The man himself, Matt Mercer.
Recruited by Candela Obscura to work together. From criminals to professors, mediums to magicians, this team is called to protect the world from the horrors of the unknown. They are guided through the darkness by an enlightened veteran known as a light keeper. Today, I will be yours, so stay close.
Were those actors in that video in one of the live role plays we watched?
I think he might have been. Yeah, I think he
okay.
He might have been the good one. Right?
Okay, well, I'm gonna go.
That one girl was Chrissy Seaver.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot she's
okay.
involved.
There was a girl in there that looked extremely familiar. Okay,
She's in a couple of the adventure movies.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's it. Other than I think they're going to plug that this is a show.
They ought to be plugging Double B's freaking website.
Yeah.
your channel.
Well, they're gonna sell it, and then they're gonna play it as well every Thursday, starting in May 25th. Have you guys ever seen the Critical Role intro video?
I have not.
I have not.
It's very high production value, very gay, but it's not.
Tonight
not
I will.
too bad.
Tonight I will be your doofus master, says Emery.
You guys talk amongst yourself. I'm going to find the Critical Role intro.
Critical Role is the one that we've seen where that guy was in that, correct?
I believe
we've never done one because, to be fair,
what's Joel Magnello or whatever?
That's not critical.
Oh, okay.
Critical
He has
Role
like Hollywood people do it.
Yeah.
But he was a side character in one of the ones.
I agree.
Where they took motorcycles into hell.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not Critical Role.
Okay.
Call of Cthulhu, like it does remind me of Call of Cthulhu, but Chaosium has their own actors too. They have something called Bookshops of Arkham. It's an actual playthrough, and it's actually pretty good. It seems better than these guys. I don't really care for Critical Role.
Yeah, I mean they're very slick, and that's honestly why we haven't done it. You can sort of hit them for being scripted. They are very scripted. Not like here's what's going to happen, guys. It's just like
yes.
I think they talk to each other and say, hey, during this episode, me and you, the two of the characters, me and you are going to do this. We're going to have this interplay. Let's rehearse it, amongst ourselves. Now maybe they don't even tell Matt Mercer, or maybe they do. I don't know. But hold on one second.
Because the one guy in the beginning of your intro was the game master. What is his name? I don't know his name.
Matt Mercer?
Maybe.
The guy that you just saw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. He's in an intro of Double D's video.
Maybe getting him confused. I'm not sure. We'll see. All right. Hold on one second here. All right, we're gonna.
Sounds like the pro wrestling.
Well, of course, I'm trying to get it queued up, but because Critical Role, makes millions, they have ads everywhere. Every time you pause it, there's a fucking ad.
For Reese cups?
Every JP Morgan on this one.
I like Reese cups.
Oh, we got another one too. These are the ones you can't even zip through.
Watsy.
Oh, don't worry. Don't you worry. We'll see Bobby too. Boy, how about 2 15-second ads, Critical Role?
Whores.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna do the we'll see what you guys have never seen this before, so we're gonna see what you think of the Critical Role theme song.
All right, lights, camera, action. Let's do it.
They're really cool. Check them out.
Kind of like the Just Don't answer to the Juicy brand.
Yeah.
Juicy.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
They're great.
I think that concludes our announcements.
Oh
So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Critical.
Whoa. Dreamy. Let's just say it. He kind of looks like Jesus, doesn't he?
Well,
There's a crap table upstairs. That's my run-in with Jesus.
Let's get those closed captions off so we can see this man in all his glory, the man of 1,000 voices.
He's dreamy.
He died for your sins.
He's dreamy.
Mm-hmm.
Stay night. One by one we climb until we reach the top. 2 by 2 we fall. Will we meet our end or meet our destiny? Hold your breath and roll. How do you want to do this? It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight.
You know what this reminds me of?
Gay enough for you guys?
This reminds me of a show that Nickelodeon would have put on shortly after they came off. They came out years ago. That was geared toward the tweens.
The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
This really reminds me of an intro to like
it
a
sounds
show
like
on Nickelodeon. Yeah, right next to what's the one with the high school, Degrassi or whatever.
Degrassi.
Degracci.
What were you saying, sir?
Rainbow, yeah.
I was gonna say it sounds like "Let It Go, Let It Go." The song is like very Disney-ish.
It is. It's very up tempo, a little fruity, but you can't deny the production value, can you?
No,
You can't. I mean, you can watch this and drink a lot of wine.
They call themselves critters too. The fans of the show. If you notice, they just said that. All you critters, get ready because things are coming at you.
Oh, that's their names. What is our guys' names? We haven't come up with that yet.
Diggers.
Every time that I have something good to say, I'm going to call it a mouse dropping.
A mouse drop.
Everybody, I got a mouse dropping coming on right now.
All right, let's see this. Let's see the intro there. We are not going to EFAP a Critical Role. It would do us no good. But I just wanted you guys to see how this is very blue rosy, isn't it?
Yes.
There is magic and mystery. Who knows what will happen in life? But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight.
Guy's very angry. Travis is very angry.
He rolled a 1.
Charlotte, about damn time. Now, everyone, Double D, restart the show. Now we can.
Now we can. All right, got to go back to the beginning
for you.
Please.
Roll call.
We were literally going to just stare into the camera and say nothing, and as our viewers bled down to like next to nothing, and then when you showed up, oh, thank God.
Charlotte, this show's not complete without you.
From the healer to
I want this reaction at my table. You guys better start doing this on. It's Friday night in Double D's basement. Look at that. Look at those.
Wow.
Look at those reactions.
They're not hamming that up at all.
I was gonna say
it's not like they're actors or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. These are all professional voice actors. Well, maybe not all of them. I know most of them. They're either actors or voice actors or drama queens or.
Whatever. The one on the left in the blue shirt, that was the actress, correct?
That's Christy Seaver.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yep.
To the renegade, we all share the same goal. Adding more allies.
That's Matt Mercer's wife in the middle, I believe. Got a redhead. Bagged himself a redhead.
Taking more chances. Hold your breath and roll. You can certainly try. It's Thursday night.
Is that the sword from that movie we watched?
Huh?
What was the name of that movie we watched with the 3-pronged sword?
Sword and the Sorcerer.
There. Was that the sword right there?
Yeah, he's riding it.
Rogan.
Yep.
You got a mouse dropping for you. She was in the Avengers as the waitress.
Yes, she was.
A mouse. I love that. That's a
keeper.
Bout of inspiration there. All right. Come on. I guess we got to see it through, right?
Yeah, finish it up.
I mean, I feel the testosterone leaving me. I'll go take a pill for that though.
But what is it? What is it replacing?
I already have a dress on.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm getting.
That's why Stuart didn't want to come over live. He's doing it on remote from 3 blocks away.
Yeah.
It's time to continue our last Thursday. There is magic.
That's his wife there.
Marisha
Ray.
And mystery from darkness, our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready.
Oh, Jesus.
It's Thursday.
Is that the New Testament right there?
It is.
Oh, well, there you go. I know some of you have already seen that. What can I say? These guys haven't, so I wanted to show it to them.
I have an observation.
Please.
That little scene where they're all standing and sitting next to each other at the gameplay table there. That wouldn't have been allowed at our table. That's too close.
It is.
That's just too close.
It is. I having now tried to run not a live show, but a filmed live play. Essentially, I can see what their struggle is.
Right.
You know, they got to get everybody in camera, in the shot. You know, so they have a 2-shot.
I don't know when we're doing it. Gavin I don't know if maybe he's a cuddler because he likes getting right up on people. Upstairs, it was me and Mrs. Double D. Downstairs, his drinks are all over Stern.
Yeah, that got noticed in one of the comments.
Yeah.
Gavin likes Liebenstrom. He needs to invade his neighbor's space.
Oh yes.
I will say it again. Hi, Cal. How you doing? Thank you again. I don't know if ANN is here. If ANN is there, thank you for patrolling the grounds. Keep in mind, if any of you have a story and want to come on about things getting heated at the table, because we're going to share a story a little later on about getting heated at the table. And if you have one too, and you think it's, somewhat entertaining or just want to say hi, that's fine. I'll throw the link in the description in a little bit here. And I don't know, you can just come on. You can just go on your microphone or whatever. And you don't even need to go on camera.
And if your microphone's just your hairbrush in your room and you're singing and dancing,
that's all right.
It's all good too.
Bring it on.
We don't judge.
No.
We don't judge. We do not judge. All right, there's one other bit of news I wanted to. So we got Candela Obscura. I guess we should put a bow on that one.
Can I have a side
Bleeker, if you want to come on, that sounds like a good story. Just grab a mic or just use your phone or something and let us know. Like I said, watch out for the link in just a little bit. But yeah, the Candela Obscura. You know what it reminds me of? I have a game called Lex Occultum, and I did a review of it a little while back. I think sometime last year. And it's a very good setting. It sounds an awful lot like this. I think that one is more in the 1700s.
Did we play it?
No.
No.
The setting is fantastic. The system is almost unplayable. I was like going through it.
It looked like chaos.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm like, no, they can't be right. There's some good ideas in there, but it's just so dense and like so unnecessarily. I don't mind a little complexity, but it's just so unnecessarily complex at times. We're talking about Lex Occultum here. But man, the setting is good. So you could certainly mine it and maybe either tweak the rules or just use the setting and, I don't know, do another system. Candela Obscura. What I want to say about Candela Obscura, this is, you mark my words, this has steampunk sort of like written all over it, turn of the century. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is so some guy can wear a top hat and have, a bunch of steampunk cosplay on their live play.
Pseudo Borg.
Yes. Yeah.
Goggles.
I have, speaking of a steampunk, on Subway Surfers, one of the characters I locked is steampunk.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know her name. I can grab my phone and check, but I won't. But.
Well, do you want me to get Candela Obscura? We can get you an outfit.
No, count me out.
All right.
John Taffer went and did a steampunk bar. He made.
I remember that one.
He made it into steampunk. Yeah.
I think they changed it back. If I'm not
Did they?
mistaken? Yeah.
John Taffer is the guy that actually. I don't know if he gets credit, but he is the guy that had the idea for NFL Sunday Ticket.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah.
There's a reason. I mean, he makes money. Falling out the door, he makes money.
Butt funnels
and all that stuff. It's a good show. I was kind of souring on those kind of shows just because I'd seen so many.
Yeah, they all like
the Rescue,
Restaurant Rescue from Robert Irvine. Everybody, they were
But 57 in here. How you guys doing?
Heinz 57.
Heinz 57. If you can, while you're watching, hit the like button. That always helps. All right, I want to get the other bit of news. All right, so I think we can put a bow on Candela Obscura. I can close that one.
While Double D is getting ready to prep that news, can everyone do me a favor? If anybody's not in the United States, can you tell me where you're at? Because I thought it was fascinating last week when we found out someone was in South Korea.
That was cool.
Yeah, Mouse loves it. He talks about it afterward. He's like, I can't believe we have people from from South Korea watching.
I just thought it was unbelievable, and then South Africa too.
And was it Italy the week before?
I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I love it. Canada,
A friend from the north.
I love Toronto.
G'day. Oh, that's not that. That's not. That's Australia. My bad. My bad.
Whoops.
My bad.
You mean?
All right.
What are you talking about?
Because Greg's from Canada.
Yeah.
And he has the Canadian accent. We got Florida and California. Does California count as America?
Florida.
All right.
Man, good day.
What's up,
Hello,
Jerry?
Good day, mate. Throw another shrimp on the bar, eh?
Now I feel like Dumb and Dumber when he was in the Rolls Royce.
All right. So this is this just came out. I just noticed this because it kind of crept up in another way on my Twitter feed. And I guess I'll show you that. The Diana Jones Awards have announced 4 emerging designer program winners for 2023.
How do you spell Jones? J-O-N-Z?
J-O-N-E-S.
Oh, okay.
Not with a Z?
No Z?
Yeah, no Z.
Oh, that's all right. Well,
Then they got no skills.
That's right. They're going to each win a prize package, an expense-paid trip to Gen Con. Well, that's okay, I guess. Now, here's the odd thing. I've never heard of the Diana Jones Award, and then I read this. The Diana Jones Award, named after the Indiana Jones tabletop RPG.
Oh, wow.
What?
Huh?
It's well, first of all, then why isn't it the Indiana Jones?
Yeah, what is Diana?
Awards? Why did you take off the IN? And second of all, believe it or not, I have the Indiana Jones role-playing game. It's I think still in its package upstairs. It was not a very good or well-received game. I think people hated it because you could only play like indie, like short round. There was no character creation rules in it, from what I remember. So everybody's like, "Oh, cool! I'm going to be my own adventurer," and they're like, "Wait, only one person can be indie? I got to be Kate Capshaw."
I used to have a crush on her.
Yeah, I was watching Temple of Doom, and she's not too bad looking.
Spielberg liked her too. So much she
Oh
married.
yeah, exactly. Are they still married?
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty sure.
I thought they weren't.
Stern,
I'll check.
get on that. Hit up the Googles.
You can't believe what Google says.
My celebrity crush from back in the day was Barbie Benton. I liked Barbie Benton. And I have a famous story that Double D knows. I don't even know if Rogan knows it, but apparently I had a thing for a solid gold dancer. Check this out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If we want to get a little body.
Yeah.
They are still married. Kate
Woohoo!
Capshaw.
All right.
Since 91.
Well, good for him. Good for them.
Do you think he was porking Kathleen Kennedy on the side?
God, I hope not.
With a fork.
Well, keep in mind she was. I mean, we see her now, and she's just
Back then. Yeah.
But she was in Temple of Doom. She was one of the dancers in the initial scene in that Chinese club.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how you get your way up to the top.
Yeah. Some people have alleged she was fetching more than coffee. Coffee and knee pads for later, Kathleen. Go put them on.
Do that dance thing for me. All right, stop.
Just get on your knees. All right, so the Diana, God, it's just so odd.
One more time. It's named after
Indiana
Jones.
But not just Indiana Jones, the Indiana Jones tabletop RPG, which is not exactly a legend in the RPG community.
It's like Diana come from?
Well, they just chopped off the IN, maybe to feminize it. Indiana.
Oh, hoi polloi! Are you serious?
That's unless they're screwing with us here. This is from EN World, so you never know. But
that would make sense. I mean, these people are crazy.
Yep. Well, one of the emerging designers that was nominated for this stupid award is Anthony Joyce Rivera. Who's Anthony Joyce Rivera? Well, I thought this was kind of interesting. I will show you.
The Please Don't Sue Us Disney Award. Ironcaster.
So you start to hear things about on Twitter when this came out. And this is some of the stuff you're seeing. You cannot be anti-colonialism and anti-white supremacy and support the U.S. military members. It's because Anthony Joyce Rivera is a Hispanic, 2-time Emmy-nominated game designer, entertainment, and gaming military consultant. So he's apparently in the military in some capacity. And there's a lot more like this. Strategists downplaying the ramifications of imperialism are the same people who use no ethical consumption under capitalism as an excuse. These people are crazy, of course.
They're talking about gaming, right?
I guess. If you're ACAB, do you guys know what ACAB is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mouse, do you?
I'm checking some comments here. So
I do not know. What is ACAB?
All cops are bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had an intervention with my son quite a while back about ACAB.
Yeah. Yep. Did he get the message?
He got the message. That's
good.
So all cops are bad. So when someone's chasing you with a chainsaw, who you calling?
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
I guess they're pretty good now.
But it's trendy on Twitter.
Bastards. That's what I saw too.
Yeah, they put this in their bio and like, hey, it's ACAB.
Well, if you're white, cisgendered, whatever you are, you deserve the chainsaw, right?
Well, apparently. Yeah.
I still don't understand.
When a cop kills you, you need to be ACAB about this intelligence goon. They call him an intelligence goon. More annoyed about the dynamic. So they're all like savaging this guy. And you might think like, oh, well, this guy's, he's probably a cool, like military fellow. This guy.
Are you still talking about Anthony Joyce?
Yeah.
Charlotte says that he wrote under just Anthony Joyce. Some of his stuff is still up on Drive-Thru and DM Guild.
Mm-hmm. But those people, those crazy lunatic lefties, they're essentially going after one of their own. Like I don't like this guy because he says stuff like this. America's willing to spend trillions of dollars and American lives fighting the war on terror abroad in non-white countries. When will we apply the same resources to combat the growing terror threat here in the U.S. coming from white supremacy? So this guy is advocating for the use of, well, let's be fair, because I've seen some of his other tweets. He wants to use the full force of the U.S. military on Republicans or anybody who's right of center, quote unquote, white supremacy. This is a military man. He's in the military. He's a strategist. So these are the dingbats that we have making military strategy for us. Now I love watching these people fight, but in the same respect, it's like, how fucked up is the world? It's like, I don't know who to root for here.
Mm-hmm.
It's all word vomit.
Be like Thulsa Doom. They'll all drown in lakes of blood.
I need 2 snakes. Look like
facing each other. 2 snakes. So I don't know. What do you guys think in the glowy? Yeah, exactly, Don. Yeah, this guy's oof.
We talked about this before a little bit, though. They feast on each other themselves. I mean, it gets to a point where, okay, we've done enough white bashing for a while. Let's put that off to the side. What can we do next? Well, him.
Well, they call it a purity spiral, and it's more apt to occur, I think, on the left. I know based on the right, we like to tear each other down too unnecessarily, but it's sometimes nasty, but these people are just brutal when they get into it. Yeah, nobody's ever pure enough, I guess.
Copenheiser says the Klan was a joke on Donahue. Do you remember when they were on Geraldo?
Yeah.
Right.
Roy Ennis.
If you go back and watch that, the African American guy, is actually the guy that started the fight.
He did, yeah.
I know that the other guy was verbal, but
He was, yeah.
he is the first one to throw hands.
Was that,
That
when
was-
Geraldo got hit in the face with a
Yes.
chair?
Yeah. Yeah, that was Roy Innes, who I can't quite remember was doing something. I always remember because me and my friend Jeff at the time, Jeff G, not Jeff B, we would just chuckle about that because the guy, the neo-Nazi or whatever, the Klan guy was, they asked him what he did for a living. And he said he was a layout and design artist. And
Yes.
the way he said it, like me and my friend would just chuckle. I'm a layout and design artist. It's like, what? You know, the good old days.
You don't get no points for that.
Yeah. Maximum suffering. Yes, exactly. 52 here.
Where'd that wait? We just said 53. We were at 57. Where did those 7 people go?
Making a sandwich.
I don't know. We mentioned Geraldo and they disappeared. They're not Geraldo fans.
Apparently not. All right, change this. Change the subject. Holy cow!
You remember the whole vault debacle?
One came back.
One came back.
Capone's vault. Guess what? It's empty.
I know that was a freaking classic. Panther, let's take off our shoes and socks and add this shit up. Oh, 53. All right, we're doing good.
All right. What do you? I told you guys about this. A lot of you probably already know, I'm sure. Are you ready?
Bring it.
There he is.
Whoa!
Oh, wow! He looks like he
Clean
just
cut.
got out of college.
Are you sure it's not in a ponytail? It's.
It looks cut. It
Is
looks
there
cut.
a
to me.
filter that's stretching his head?
I tell you what, he's
Cleans up
becoming
real nice.
I gotta say, yeah, I'll say I think he looks pretty good. I don't know. What do you
Agreed.
guys think in the chat? I mean, I think it's a good look. That stringy hair, I don't know, he just kind of looked like an unwashed.
What's his? Maybe Grace made him get it cut.
Yeah. Bob, we need to talk about your hair.
Grace said you're not going on your little TV show anymore unless you cut your hair. Wasn't that Beastie Boys when they're pointing at the dog? You got to fight for your right to party.
If you don't get your hair cut, I'm deleting your channel.
We'll play a little bit of this. I don't want to go through the whole thing. I gotta say, Bob kind of does his thing, and I'm starting to get some grudging respect. I know he came off as a bit of a shill for Wizards, but he's making these little drops in these videos about like, hey guys, there's other games out there besides D&D 5e. You know, oh, I love 5e. You know, because he doesn't want to give up those sweet 5e bucks from all his his subscribers. But you can tell his heart just isn't in it anymore. Let's watch the beginning at least.
Jacob, yes, he still has Duck Hunt going. That is correct.
Waiting for that doggy to
laugh
give him the giggles.
That was a good catch. I didn't notice that.
I love pizza. Pizza is probably my favorite food. I even like to imagine that pizza is on the menu of most taverns in my fantasy games, because a fantasy world without pizza is no fantasy of mine. It's the first meal I learned how to make from scratch as an adult, and whenever I've found myself answering that age-old hypothetical question, if you had to pick only one food to eat for the rest of your life, pizza.
The popsicle stick iron caster. The other one that we used to say is he looks like a walking candy apple.
You guys can say what you want. He's winning me over. I don't know. His carefree manner.
Bob, we'd love for you to join our show one day. Reach out.
Oh yeah. So we can call you a popsicle head to your face. No, he would never do that.
But as much as I love pizza, and I really do, I wouldn't actually have a good time if it were the only food I ever ate. As much as I enjoy the music of my favorite band, it would be weird if I never listened to any other music. You could say the same about your favorite.
All right.
We need to put some sauce on that pizza.
Put the sauce on the pizza.
Donkey sauce.
His head looks like an orange on a toothpick.
That is from Mike Myers' movie. So I Married an Axe Murderer. With a big head. Head, move!
You got to put a little hot sauce on the taco. You know what I mean?
Head, pants, now.
Bob, what's your main obstacle from trying? This is something he was asking.
Polls I made where I asked about just trying new TTRPGs. So yes.
So he's trying to get people to go away from D&D 5e, but he doesn't want to come out and say it. So he's like, hey guys, just try it. It won't hurt. Just a little bit.
Just dip your toes.
Oh, we got a mouse dropping.
Boom.
Oh my Lord.
What?
Jeff, how are you doing, my friend? I'm glad you made it. The deal with Bob is that D&D is his first game, and he is inexperienced, absolutely. So all the things we are jaded to, he sees as a world of wonder and ponytails. Well put, my friend. Yes, that $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Jeff, for helping the channel out. But yeah, absolutely.
In fact, according to our pre-production meeting, and by pre-production meeting, I mean our 3 minutes of getting together, yapping about shit. Apparently, one of the mic stands broke.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Well, that $10 will get you some duct tape.
That's right.
Get you some duct tape and tape that shit up.
Or, a small pizza.
Yeah. Thank you again, Jeff. Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Much appreciated.
I think you're right. I think what's happening is he's falling. He was in love. He made his bones through 5e, but now he's sort of, I think, awakening. And that's why I'm like, well, this guy might not be too bad. So I don't know. We'll see. He is a bit of a shill, or maybe he's just a capitalist and a pragmatist at the end of the day. He knows where his bread's buttered, so he's just going to kind of cater to that. But I tell you what, he's a pimp for Dungeon Crawl Classics. The other game that we were considering. He loves that game. And it is a good game too. So, I mean, he's got decent taste. I don't know.
What's his viewership? What's he at for subscribers?
I'm not sure. He has
Double D's closing in on $2,000. I saw, aren't you at 198 now?
Yeah, he's got 146.
146,000?
Mm-hmm.
Double D.
Up your game. Yeah, I know. Why do you think I feel bad about taking the piss out of Bob?
Hold on a second.
He's
Bob,
looking at me like, what the hell?
I stand corrected. Bob, please come on our show.
Yeah, exactly.
Please come on our show.
Oh, please. Double D wear more wigs.
We'll all get ponytails.
I'll dress up like Grace.
I already have a ponytail.
Rogan does have a ponytail.
Okay.
Oh, that knucklehead freaking Gavin Morgan doesn't have any freaking hair left. Apparently he got his haircut today. We also found out something else that he hates as much as Sandra Bullock and the city of Philadelphia.
America's sweetheart.
He hates
and the next brand,
the royal family.
What?
That's right.
Everything about royal family, he can't stand it.
Hold on one sec here.
Folds into the darkness.
I turn into an owl and fly up to see what's ahead.
Defines what your character can do. Index card RPG streamlines everything from movement to determining DCs and uses hero points because they're awesome. Dungeon Crawl Classics has that luck stat for whenever you can't decide what other stat or skill would fit the situation. It has something
that
the bearded Q-tip.
Yep.
Guys are brutal. My dogs of war. You're brutal, but I love each and every one of you.
The diggers are coming out.
That's right. The diggers are out. But you can see here, he's pimping all these games. Like, hey, try this, try this, try this. Oh, and yeah, 5e is good too, guys. Just stay on that if you want. But man, you're really gonna miss this rush when you inject it into your veins. So I think Bob is an OSR spy. It's not something I say lightly. And you know who thinks Bob is an OSR spy?
He didn't go to work today.
Oh my god!
How that was amazing.
Absolutely, apple to apple.
And Stern just said that was amazing. And for all you people that don't know, Stern is our resident computer genius of our group. He teaches computer stuff.
I do
at a local university or community college. What is it? A community college?
A trade school.
Trade school.
There you go.
Well, yeah, this guy,
good old Scott.
So I had to do this one. I know it's going to get old after a while. I understand, but holy shit, I did. This is one I did watch all the way through, and this is pretty disturbing. I'll have to say.
So, Charlotte, that is not where all the donations went to. She wants to know where all the donations are going.
All right, so let's get into it.
Scotty, too.
Our buddy Scotty G. How you doing, Scotty G? If you're out there watching, he's got a night dash here. Let's go. He's going to tell you why you should slam the door on friendships as a DM.
I read that title and I'm like, are you kidding me?
I tell you what, this gets into some pretty weird territory.
Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and ending friendships, right? Because the reality, okay, yeah, all right, there's a lot here, okay. And mostly what I'm going to talk about today is what I learned from Philosopher King, Madeline Argy, all right? So that is, I think that's her, I don't know if that's her channel name or if that's her name. She is linked below, okay? You will find her video on ending friendship, how to end friendships and walk away.
Got that usual Garibay production value.
Let's get our bingo cards out.
Just jumps off the screen.
Oh yeah, Stern, did you hear last week we were gonna have a bingo card of all the stuff that he does, and we were gonna play bingo. Hot sauce on the taco, how many times he drives around the same McDonald's, if he parks into a CVS,
things you see, things he says, things he talks about. Yeah.
When I saw this thing, I've been listening to this young Britain. She is a young Britain. She's from the, to my knowledge, she's from the UK, right? I'm guessing that from the accent. So I'm putting some assumptions here, right? And you're
like, way to unpack that for us, Scott. It's very, very important to the video.
Hey, Scott, why don't you just Google it? That's for slackers, man. Who are like, I ain't doing something. That's for
slackers. I'm not doing a Google search.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna guesstimate it.
I got dashes to do.
It's the guy that's got facts rolling out of his pockets. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
I will make my own reality until I know the truth.
Make up my own reality.
I will make my own reality. Let's go back a little bit on there.
That's for slackers, man. Who are like, I ain't doing some Google search. I will make my own reality until I know the truth. There you go. All right. So
Wow.
so to my knowledge, she's from Great Britain, right? And so she's a young Britainer. And actually, I looked up the correct. I did Google it, right? The correct term.
So he's a liar.
Yeah, you're a hypocrite.
He's a slacker, but no, he's a liar.
Yes. I'm not a slacker. I'm a liar instead.
Oh, he has so many things.
God bless him. Keeping the lights on here.
Term is a Briton. Briton. So she's a young Briton, and she is. And I when I listened to this video, I was like, "That's it, man. This woman gets it, right?" So I struggle with friendship. Now the reason we're
no, really?
What do you know?
My best friend is the guy I just delivered chicken McNuggets to in his DoorDash.
By the way, Stern, we found out he is down in your neck of the woods. He's a Philly guy. He's down.
No way.
Yeah.
Huh.
Where you're from?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Stern is currently three blocks away from us. He's from around the Philly area.
I just got back from that area.
Yeah.
Anytime Stern has a mouse dropping, he just yells it out his window. We get it and put it right up on the board. That's how close he is.
Yeah. So if you see a man swerving on the road in a sedan,
avoid.
It seems like he's talking to himself.
Avoid at all cost.
Yeah.
Maybe he was maybe he was dressed up as a deer. That's who Ethan almost hit.
Yeah, right.
We're going to talk about this right now. Is we currently have a structure, and I would love to see this. And actually, just so you're aware, I try for things and I fail, and then I give up. Right? You.
So like now
that's anti-motivational.
Yeah, exactly.
Anti-motivational speaker.
I struggle with friendships. I like to give up.
I give up right away.
This guy needs D&D for therapy.
Oh yeah, that has made itself abundantly clear, don't you think? Yeah.
You can't win every battle, right?
Or any in his case.
one of the things I've given up on from trying to fix it, what have I accomplished with this channel? I think what I have accomplished with this channel is it is okay to believe something dramatically different than everybody else about Dungeons and Dragons. Because I got 2,000 people who keep showing up here. They keep watching the videos. And the moment the well runs dry, I'm ready. Right? Like like when you guys are sick of clicking on my face, no problem. Right?
Hate to break it to you, Scott. They're sick now. You may have 2,000 subscribers, but like I said, his videos are getting like 40 views, 50 views. For someone who's been around as long as him, yeesh.
I'll have had my run, right? But that day ain't today, right? And so what I really have accomplished with my channel, and that I'm very proud of, is that I have made it safe, in my humble opinion, for people to have radically different views of Dungeons and Dragons and to go against everything that the common knowledge is about Dungeons and Dragons and say, you can go kick rocks. I have a completely dramatically different view of Dungeons and Dragons. So I haven't convinced anybody of what I believe, but I have convinced everybody, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, that it is totally okay to walk away from Dungeons and Dragons, from the archaic, ridiculously foolish belief that Dungeons and Dragons is a game and that the point of it is to have fun. I think
Jeff put something when he typed out he has accomplished 10,000 miles in a circle. This reminds me of like
yes,
it's like the Garibay 500.
Yeah.
This dude just goes around the block over.
Yeah.
It's funny. His driver's side tires wear out faster than the passenger side tires.
Yeah. Boy, he needs to make a pit stop here. Get those things changed. So he just said the point of D&D is not to have fun.
Right.
Yeah, I heard that.
we have arrived in a day where it is completely okay to have a conversation and say, you know what, fun is not the point of Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm not the only one saying it anymore. In literally February of 2023. No, I'm sorry, it was March of 2023.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's April.
Nope.
No, I meant December.
December of 2022. I'm sorry. Did I say she's a Briton or a Britner? I can't remember.
Maybe April. Apologies.
Way to call it, Rogan. Way to call it. You didn't sneak this, did you?
No, I did not. It's his intellectuosity. Is that what he used last?
Intellectualosity.
Intellectuosity, yeah.
I think it was March.
I wasn't done yet.
My bingo card is almost full.
All right. All right, please rewind that so I can
guy's
hear all these
golden.
months.
All right, yeah, let's go back here.
He's gonna name them all.
The point of Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm not the only one saying it anymore. In literally February of 2023. No, I'm sorry, it was March of 2023, maybe April. Apologies. I think it was March.
So you got all
5
four.
months.
Yeah, you got 1 month twice. So yeah, technically
did.
5.
4.
But you got the first 4.
Still counts.
Why couldn't you just say earlier this year, Scott? Don't put yourself through this.
Because liars add extra detail to their lies.
Yeah, that's true. Boy, what's going the hamsters in his brain.
In spring of 2023, Joe
Spring. I'm telling you, even though I watched this, I didn't remember it that much. So it's like it's almost like he's bending time and like listening to us.
So in a weird way, he just included May.
He did. Well, spring is what, 3 months, right?
Yeah. Part of June as well. Yeah.
Chang and Yola said on D&D Direct that D&D was about transforming your life and the culture you live in. I'm not the only one saying this anymore. So
he's putting himself in the same category as Joe Manganiello.
Maybe he's got a hot wife like Joe.
Well, saying that, if he's really believing that, then honestly, we had dinner with Joe Manganiello. Technically, right?
Garibay style, we broke bread with Joe Manganiello.
Yeah.
Even though he was behind us at the Ruth's Chris in a curtained off room with a bunch of other I don't want to say celebrities, but but it counts. Yeah,
because that was what, September, August, November, October.
Yeah, it
August?
was in this fall.
Yeah.
No, summer.
But this young Briton, right? She said, "Hey, you should end friendships and walk away." And I've just felt like so encouraged because I do this. Boy, do I do this.
What the Scott? What is going on? Oh my God! Call us. We need to have an intervention.
We don't want to help you. We want to listen and laugh at you.
Yes.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah. We'll drain you for every drop of entertainment.
Yes.
Then we'll help you. We'll tear you down and then we'll build you back up.
Yes, just to knock you down.
Before you know it, he'll be here on Friday nights.
Yes,
He'll
you'll wish you had friends.
Yeah. He'll be at the corner seat between Gavin and Stern. Let him and Gavin go at it.
Now, here's the thing. I actually don't think we should play Dungeons and Dragons with friends. I really think what we should be doing is we should be doing what the NFL does, what the NBA does, and what the NBL does. Right? They don't play, football, basketball, and baseball with their friends. They get the best players they can get. Right? And that's what I think. And I've been trying to get people there on board saying, hey, you do not need to play with your friends. You should be playing Dungeons and Dragons with the best people, with the best players you can possibly find.
We can tell he plays an awful lot with himself.
That much is sure.
Yeah, Maliki, he said MBL. He just got the letters mixed up.
Yeah.
Me and Double D gave each other a look as if, what the hell is he talking about?
Major Basketball League?
I
Baseball
think
League.
Baseball, yeah.
I don't know.
But when he said ML, I was like
MDL.
maybe soccer. Was he talking about the soccer? But yeah, we'll give him a break on that one. His metaphor is very
Look, I just want him to drive safely. We'll figure out your acronyms. You just drive safely.
And if you're a player, you should find the best dungeon master you can find. And if they ain't your friend, who cares? Because the point of Dungeons and Dragons is not fun, right? Like it is about a lot more than that, right?
Man, just watch his face, his eyes like blinking. This is a guy in trouble, like spiritually.
I tell you what, there was a science fiction writer that was a lot like this, and he created his own religion.
You think Garibay's the next Elron?
I'm just telling you, this could be. Give it 20 years, he'll be old on some fucking boat out in the middle of the ocean with a bazillion people following him. None of them are his friends, though. They're all there for the experience.
The Garibay org.
Yeah.
Kind of like Forrest Gump when he was running.
Yeah.
I was running.
Mm-hmm.
I was dashing.
That was good. That was good, Crazy Mouse.
Yeah.
I like it.
Not a smart man, but I know what love is.
I worked with a guy that talked like that for real.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's a great story about Tom Hanks. Bob Zemeckis was the director for that.
Zemeckis, yeah.
Zemeckis.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted the kid to talk like Tom Hanks, and Tom Hanks says, "Why don't I just talk like the kid instead? He doesn't have to learn anything. I'll learn it." And that kid really did talk like that. And he was explaining that his dad sold grease, and that's where the G kept coming from. That's why Tom Hanks did that G sound in Forrest Gump, was from the kid. That's how he said G in real life.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
Coming up on 30 years since Forrest Gump.
Yeah. This in 95, 94?
94. Yeah.
Amazing.
That was the same year as Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
What a
good
great,
year
what
for
a, what a great year.
for movies. Speaking of Dumb and Dumber, good segue there, Mouse. Way to leave a little dropping for me to pick
There's
up.
a mouse dropping for you, everybody.
But I have not convinced anyone, and I really kind of gave up on that. So we still
shocking,
and I'm going to be very, truthful and say, unfortunately, we still live in a world where very much people are playing Dungeons and Dragons at the macro level. At the macro level, people play Dungeons and Dragons with their friends, right? And frankly, I still play Dungeons and Dragons. No, that's starting to change. I am playing Dungeons and Dragons. We're not my friends.
How did that ever happen? do tell, Scott. What the hell? It's insanity. Every week, it's like he keeps topping himself. I don't know. It's at some point it's got to end, right? But it's a great ride we're on.
Like a hot roll. Like how many sixes can this guy roll?
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid to put money on the 6. Like I'm going to jinx it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He's got a at this point like an hour and 10-minute roll going.
Man,
at the table.
I want to hop in, but I'm nervous I'll end it.
Yeah. Don't want to get the mojo off.
That's interesting. So you'll get more.
That's a hard left right there.
Yeah, well, he's not afraid to talk about anything, but he won't talk about that. There's a raw nerve there.
Bump. Sorry, lady.
Talks about his old friendships, and he pulls a Hardcastle and McCormick maneuver.
More on that later. All right. So here's the point, right? If we're playing Dungeons and Dragons with our friends, sometimes our friendships can end for reasons that aren't Dungeons and Dragons, and sometimes our friendships can end for reasons that are Dungeons and Dragons. That recently happened to me. I lost actually when my game exploded last year. All the players
define exploded. Now I'm kind of nervous.
I know what happened
when I fucking Timothy McVeighed the fucking table.
We played in this shack out in the woods, and I told him I had to go to the bathroom.
I literally exploded it. That's where all my friends went.
Yeah.
I lit the candle.
That's why I have no friends.
They're all gone. They all left me in pieces.
Off in every direction, and I only lost one as a friend, but I did lose one as a friend. And I slammed the door on that friendship, and I was like, "This is finished." The door was slammed, right? And I felt really bad about it until I heard this philosopher king, Madeline Argy.
I felt bad about it until somebody,
some stranger, told me all about it.
This girl from Britain.
Yeah, the philosopher king, who's this girl. Don't you mean philosopher queen? Come on, dude.
Yeah, come on.
I blew up my game. My game exploded.
I think that's funny. I felt terrible about it until somebody enabled me and said it's fine. Just patted me on the head and said you're good. He was probably looking for it too. I guarantee you he did a search like, is it good to end friendships? That's how he came across her.
Take
Am I the bad guy here? No, I couldn't be.
saying exactly what I believe. Now, why do I slam the door on friendships and believe that ending friendships?
He got something in. He got hot sauce in his eye. He's been.
It's the tear he's trying to wipe away.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Do you think it is?
It is. He's on
he's
the
talking
deep
about
thing right
friendship.
now. Deep dive.
Ooh, yeah.
Rogan, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
I didn't consider that.
You got a bunch of Funko Pops or something.
Abruptly
How
and
much is a
dramatically and harshly is the best way to go, and I do believe that. Okay, here's why.
He's like crying tears of rage though, because
This guy doesn't have any tear ducts. Come on.
Yeah, they're empty.
They're gone
There's,
long ago.
Those ammo tubes are long and barren.
Why? The rest of the world, what they do is they ghost, right? And they're done with a friendship and they just ghost. And I had a friend who did this to me, and it was brutal. It cut me. Okay, there's you guys know Silence of the Lamb? There was a sequel to that. I think it was called Hannibal. And Hannibal explains, like, if you want to cut somebody deep, right, you reach in between their legs and you cut a vein at the back of their leg. The gravity will pump the blood out of their heart so fast, they'll die in seconds.
Okay.
What the hell?
I'm telling you that in 20
My
years.
game exploded, cut veins in people's legs. All right.
When the SWAT team bashes in the front door of his house in 20 years and finds the dried up bodies of all his friends around the table. Yeah.
What's in this cellar here, Mr. Garibay? Oh, nothing. It's where I have my D&D games. You don't want to go down there. So.
Why are all these orphan bones, man?
I was gonna say, what is this pillar with 100 chains and all these?
Put the lotion in the basket.
Right. It was a great movie and explained exactly how you kill a person.
It's future material for me. It was a good entertainment and a good too.
By draining their blood out fast, right? And when that dude ghosted me, I had heard that.
I went and did it to him. No.
Remember in the movie Seven when they went into his house and there was all those notebooks and they said it'll take like 30 days around the clock to read them all.
Mm-hmm.
The SWAT team's going to watch these videos.
Yeah.
Oh, how many videos does he have?
How many videos does he have? Hundreds?
A lot.
They're all 10, 12, 15 minutes a piece.
All in the car.
He pumps out. Currently, he's pumping out like 5 a day.
I watched a couple of his videos a handful of days back, and he made a comment about 4,000 videos.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a lot.
And then I got scared.
I'm telling you, Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, get on this shit, yo.
Yep.
What's in the box?
What's in the box, Scott? I'm also thinking that number 23 movie with Jim Carrey.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I don't even know if I saw it, but like I just know he's like writing like on his wall, like literally every square inch of like this room is like covered in his insane ramblings.
In a movie, in a Hannibal Lecter movie, and I was like, that's what just happened to me, man. This ghosting is the worst pain I've ever felt, like socially, right? It was brutal. He was a good friend. I have not heard. We literally had a fight over Dice Throne, the board game, and I never heard from him again.
Never heard from him again.
I love the way he starts a sentence. In the middle of this sentence, he goes into another sentence that's related to that to what he was saying. Like it's not a finished sentence with another sentence afterwards. It's like two cut different sentences put together. That's an illness.
They've never heard from him again. I'm sorry, I've never heard from him again. I invited him to one last game in our log cabin in the middle of the woods.
A Muppet has a comment. Ghosting's bad. Slamming the door is good.
Ghosting bad.
And it was brutal, right? And it cut me deep, right? And I promised myself, and I've never ghosted anybody, right? But I will go harsh and hard at a friend and be like, our friendship is finished, right?
Damn.
He's insane. He thinks this is like a lot better. Like out of the blue.
Holmes. Yes.
H.H. Holmes. Who gave that reference? Oh, Nick. Nice pull there, buddy. Yeah, I'm pretty fascinated with that guy. Yeah, if you ever hear of the Garibay Hotel opening up in Philadelphia, it's got a lot of
secret doors.
Yeah,
doors to nowhere.
Odd corridors. Yeah. Oh, I just did it for our D&D. Our
campaign.
Yeah, our campaign. We do some LARPing here.
What's that smell? Dinner.
That lady moaning downstairs. She's just acting.
That smell was from Stern. I don't know if you watched it. It was the movies about the serial killer in Milwaukee. What was his name?
Oh, Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer. With all those dead bodies. And he's like, "What's that smell?" And he's like, "I bought a bunch of pork that was on sale, and I think it's rotting." And the landlord fell for it.
Oh my God.
Well, he was such a clean-cut young guy.
Just like Scott.
He was,
yeah.
He was dreamy. Just like Scott.
And I thought there was like an inkling that Scott Garibay is wrong very, very little.
Right. Not delusional at all.
Right. It happens every now and then. And I pride myself on recognizing those times and saying it. And you'll find right here, you'll Google Scott Garibay wrong. I got multiple videos that say, hey, I was wrong on this thing, right?
And that is a fact.
So
that's the fact, Jack.
But why can a dungeon master never ghost anybody in their game as a friend, right? Madeline Argy explained it. She's like, I have a right to know what happens in my life. I have a right to know what happens in my life. And if you're a friend, you have a portion of my life and you need to give it to me, right? That's
wow.
This is an ebook off of Amazon, right?
It sounds like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Brutal.
Cal says he hasn't been blocked yet.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
He hasn't blocked. So he blocks people when you tell him he's insane?
Yeah, that's what
on Twitter.
That's
yeah.
what Bill says. If you mention his mental illness, he'll block you. Cal must have done it, right, Cal? And then you're still there.
Is wrong to ghost anyone. It is much worse than having a down and out, knockdown, drag out verbal exchange in which you make someone very upset and you become very upset. And the reason why is the angst of that, the pain of that is a fraction of ghosting, right? And this young Briton explained it far better than I had ever knew, right? She's like,
I'm waiting for the fifth cut deep.
Rogan is sitting over there with his literally his fingers crossed up in the air. Okay.
I'm waiting for it. If I get 5, I get a whole line done. My bingo card is getting filled up.
my life, and I want to know it. Give it. Right? That's it. That's why a dungeon master can never ghost a friend. Right? And well, wait, Scott, why is a dungeon master, any different than a regular person? You're not a regular person. You are called. You are called, right? Gary.
Whoa.
Woo. Wow. We're watching somebody's slow slide.
Is it slow?
Yeah, well, it's speeding up.
Yeah. And I have no empathy whatsoever.
He makes it hard.
Yes,
he does make it hard because you'll see he's talking about this and you're tempted to feel sorry at some point, like, oh, this is a poor wounded creature, but he's very vicious too.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff he says and the way he says it, like the look on his face.
Yes, when the first time you filled out that character sheet and it said, what is your alignment? It had nothing to do with your character, with your player character. It had to do with you. Gary was saying, are you good? Are you neutral? Are you evil? And a dungeon master has to ask that of herself or himself every single day. And if you ghost, you are evil to the core. To the core. Evil people ghost, right? And so that's why you should have a hard, harsh, uncomfortable conversation where you slam the door on a friendship. You should close it out.
I'll try to go in his corner for a second. I can kind of see what he's saying. It's better to, get things out in the open, like guys should do, have it out.
Yeah.
Have a fight, whatever, and just get over it and get
instead of
past this
just
stuff.
ignoring.
Yeah, I hate to say it, being kind of womanly and just being catty, and I'm just going to ignore you and play mind games. So I think he has a point, but he goes beyond that by saying, like, he's almost advocating for the fight. It's like,
right.
There is a third way where you maybe don't do any of this. You just try to resolve things without getting into a screaming match where you end friendships. He seems to be advocating for it, doesn't he?
Oh, wholeheartedly, absolutely. He doesn't want. He hates being ghosted. Obviously, he said that 12 times, but he has no problem, cutting off a friendship for what? For we don't even know. He doesn't even get to that sentence.
It's a board game. Instead of board game. I mean, I don't know.
Right? Rather than do what most of the world does, which is ghost someone, right? So that is the reason why we never ghost. And I didn't understand this until Madeline Argy said it very clearly. Link below, right? Second, I love this, right? If you did something to betray a friend, you cannot ghost them. You have to say what you did wrong, right? And this is the most beautiful language I have ever heard outside of the sacred realms of my life, right? Every week at church, I hear more beautiful language than any secular person can ever come up with. But you seculars got a few brilliant ideas, right?
Yes.
He's always covering his bases. He's like, there's nothing that beats, the power of church language. But you seculars, you guys got a few things. He's
all over the place.
Yes. Scatterbrain.
This was beautiful. Madeline Argy said, you have to give them an opportunity to hate you. You have to give them an opportunity to hate you. You have to give them an opportunity to hate you. And
it's almost a shame you couldn't see his face while he was saying that.
I you know what? I think that's kismet. I really think there's a reason why he's doing this at night or with not a lot. I mean, like, I don't think he actively went to do it like this.
Yeah,
I
but
just think that.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's sort of a subconscious, like,
yes,
it kind of fits. Yeah, I guarantee you, his face is just contorted into like this rictus of terror.
He's just showing us the tip of the iceberg of the dark that's inside of him.
Yeah. Almost as dark as this beautiful shot from his video. We got here a street light behind him, and was that a factory window?
It's not a street light. That's his captor flashing a light to let people know I need help. It's some dark alley, and he's freaking like
two flashes. Beep beep.
Morse code for give me some freaking help right away.
Where's my nuggets?
I just wanted to be taken to the airport, sir. Don't worry, you're not paying for this. Don't worry, I turned the meter off.
But sir, who are you talking to? Never mind.
Meat says we need some Miami Vice music. Remember when in Miami Vice when Croc Tubbs were going to get called around, and that's when In the Air Tonight became popular.
Oh yeah. Yep. I can feel it.
He stopped off, called his wife or his ex-wife, find out why they never worked out. That's a good scene.
God, that was
early 80s, mid 80s.
Mid 80s, yeah, like 35 years ago. 30 coming on. That'll be coming up on 40 pretty soon before we know it. Life's passing us by, fellas.
I'm so glad I found this young Briton, because she is a philosopher king. She is a philosopher king, right? She is speaking truth, right? I get a ton of hate on this channel, a ton. You would not believe the stuff I get in my comments.
I believe it.
I believe it.
We
right
believe
here.
it.
Ditto.
And trust and believe, you guys haven't seen half the people who spew this crap are blocked, right? So like, you guys don't even see
There it is.
a portion of it. You would not believe.
I ghost them all.
Pussy.
Ghost them all. Yep. Let God sort them out. Wow.
On, in the stuff that's out for review, it's abominable, right? And the reality is, people hate. I say something different about Dungeons and Dragons, and people hate me for it. They really, I get all kinds of comments and just comments and worse. Trust and believe, there's worse, right? And it's rough. It's rough, right? And I realize, Madeline Argy called it. I gave people an opportunity to hate me. And the reason why was I said what I believed. I was transparent and truthful, right? And people despise it. People despise hearing the truth.
Getting philosophical now.
Yeah, it's yeah. And that is a fact.
That's a fact. Yeah. He seems like a kind of guy who would say that after everything. Let me tell you another thing. That's a fact.
Let me tell you another thing. I never heard that before. Anybody say that we know?
No, nobody.
Right. And I believe my humble opinion is truth. And I think that's one of the reasons why I get so much hate on this channel. So I really wanted to share this young Briton's absolutely incredible wisdom, right? For every dungeon master. We can never, ever ghost. It is critically important that we never ghost. So that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.
Wow.
He's a cornucopia, is he not?
Cornucopia.
He gives and gives and gives.
It's going to come to an end, I know, and I don't want to overplay it, but in the same respect, I'll get people on Twitter like telling me like, "Did you see his new video?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, all right." I'll take a look, and I'll be like, "Oh my god," or I'll have already like kind of like looked into it, and I don't know what to say. OGGM, who I really like, he says like, "Don't engage with this guy. Like he just wants the attention," but it's like, I don't know. It's pretty fucking funny. I'm sorry. It's pretty funny. Yeah, Charles.
I was just gonna say Double D too. That is perfect. Like he was doing not okay, but like as soon as he started talking about killing people and where to cut them to make it bleed.
Yeah.
Shit got different.
And it wasn't like it's a famous scene, or it's like a scene that everybody quotes. It's like from the sequel, and
that's how you kill somebody.
Yeah, it's like you can tell he perked up and took notes. And that's that is really, really oof. I don't know.
Yeah,
one second here.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah.
All right, so
So
I'm going to
when he calls her a young Briton.
Yeah,
but he kept saying this person's name and making kind of little associative quotes in his perspective or of what she said, but he really didn't talk like we got no feeling of what this person was about other than he idolized this person.
Yep,
and that's it. Like I'm not clicking on that link.
So I just put the link for the stream in the chat if you guys want to jump in, because we are going to go to a little story. I think I teased it, so I'll set it up, and then we'll let Crazy Mouse take over, because it involved him and Gavin. And if I'd thought ahead, I would have invited Gavin tonight. We'll definitely have him on at some point here soon, but. We'll hear both sides. We'll see if Gavin remembers it. Crazy Mouse remembers it.
I'm gonna out of the two of us, I'm gonna go with my memory.
Yeah. I
Because
would
today Gavin just sent out an entire text thread about a story he just told us 5 days ago, as if he was telling it to us for the first time again.
Yep.
Yes.
old timers.
Yep.
Or something else. I don't know. All right. So get in your time machine, people.
The Wayback Machine.
Get in your Wayback Machine. Go back to the early millennium. So we're talking probably 2001 or 2, maybe? Is that what we're talking?
I would think that is really accurate.
Yeah. So over 20 years now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, over 20 years. Okay. And I just fired up, I don't want to say reboot because it was the same campaign, but the original Birthright players, aside from Gavin, had kind of all fallen aside, including my wife.
Right.
But she was taking care of, young kids, and she's like, no, I don't want to play right now. You guys go ahead. So, we have this new group, we met.
I was early on.
Yes. Yeah. Gavin and Stern worked together at Media Play.
Good old Media Play.
So that's how you got brought into the group. There was another one. We'll call him Tin Can Chris. Yeah.
That is what we call them too.
Yep.
He worked. I think he worked at Media Play too, right?
Yes, he did.
Yep. All right,
I knew him first before I knew Scott.
So the three of you guys, and then Mouse has always been around, but you would always just kind of come over and just kind of watch.
I watched. Yep.
Yeah. But then, when
I came for the food.
Yeah, came for the food, and then, it's like, well, why don't you consider playing? And I think you were just. It wasn't like you had no experience. You used to play as a kid. You just weren't feeling it up until that point. But then at some point you did. And
well, the perfect time for me to come in was a new rules edition came out.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's when you said, "Why don't you hop in now?"
Right.
Malaki, you worked at Media Play. I worked in Hardlines, and Gavin worked in the books, I believe.
Yeah, Gavin also worked at Walden Books up at our local mall. He had this D&D woman player back in the day. This is like in the 90s now. This is like mid 90s, and she was weird. So she had like these little metal miniatures that she had either painted or bought or whatever. So she would always show it to Gavin, and she would say, like, these are my pocket pals. He could never get enough of her, like he hated it at the time, but he always chuckled like, yeah, my pocket pals.
I remember when Polly Pocket used to be able to fit in your pocket.
All right, so we had a full boat. The only one we didn't have was Rogan, who came on a little bit later on. So this was actually pre-Rogan when this incident occurred that we're about to tell you about.
Yeah.
But he came on soon after, I would say, probably about 2003, I think. Probably.
A little bit before that.
A little before
after
that,
Tin
because,
Can.
Yeah. Because I remember I was in the group before 9/11.
100% because we were married in 2003 and you were at our wedding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it's been so long, but all right, so you have the group. We had a nice group. Most of it is still intact to this day. All right, so the first Birthright campaign launch, with the new group was really strong, really good. And it included a couple of characters who were I would say more or less front and center. I mean, Gavin was he's my oldest friend, and he was always kind of the leader in the group. Still kind of gravitates to that role,
whether he is or he's not.
Whether he is, maybe whether he's but yeah, he he's always willing to take up the mantle in his on his side, and his character was Gavin Morgan, and Crazy Mouse's character was a thief called the Kez,
who was an orphan, and he was in Imperial City.
What
So
was
we
his,
hey
other name? The other name that people would call him?
The Prince of Apples.
Prince of Apples.
But that was started as an insult.
Yes.
That's
what's
how
up, ANN? How you doing, buddy? So yes. So, you know, many feuds were fought, many a battle was won, many a treasure was plundered with this group. And, you know, just the way it worked out, you know, these two were kind of, like I said, front and center. And I think, I don't want to say there was a little bit of an in-game rivalry between the two. Maybe there was.
You know, what's weird is, from my perspective, there wasn't. I always thought of Gavin as the leader of our group, but I noticed myself in battles saving a lot of people, doing a lot of damage, and saving Gavin's ass every once in a while.
Right. So this kept something was a brewing.
He was starting to get a little jealous of my character, because I was getting maybe some plaudits from perhaps the king, and if you remember, his wife, the king's wife, took a huge liking.
The
emperor's wife took a huge liking to Kez, not in any weird way, just like, oh, we can count on this guy, you know.
Yeah. So things continued along those lines, and they must have been building up in Gavin's mind. So you know, we would always go out together. You know, unlike Scott Garibay, we believe in gaming with friends and doing things and going places. You know,
it was not uncommon at that point for us to be. Sometimes we double dipped on Friday and Saturday at the gaming table, and we would go out for drinks on probably Monday for Monday Night Football. Possibly Tuesdays at the Slider, and you know, maybe another night. So we were together at least 4 times a week. And that's pretty fair to say.
Yeah, maybe it was a case of a little too much familiarity breeding a slight bit of contempt. I don't know, that old saying, but it was not like a friendship ending thing here, not in the least. But I had heard about this after, so Gavin and Crazy Mouse go out for a beer at the our local stomping ground. And why don't you just kind of take it away there?
Well, it came up to before on that gaming session that we played before we went out to drink. His character and my character got into an argument over something at the table, but it was around a campfire. And he wanted to actually perhaps draw swords. And my character, back in those days, guys have to remember about thieves, the incredibly high dexterity, the initiative rolls at that point.
3rd edition.
Yeah, and you could actually, now thieves attack once per round, and that's it. You could attack 3 times per round, or 3 times every 2 rounds, which is what the Kez could do. And I always remember saying, anytime you want to go, let's go, because I'm going to win initiative. And I had a special dagger that I got from the Emperor with some huge abilities to it. So I had no fear of I would take down Gavin.
And I think these guys will attest too. I'm not like a Monty Hall DM. So, you know, when I give a magic item, it's usually pretty powerful, but it's also after a couple levels. Some levels have been earned, you know.
And I had one.
Yeah, you had some pretty good.
I had that dagger was unbelievable. Well, anyway, we got into this argument, and this argument led into at this bar where we were hanging out. We called it the Slider. The Docksiders was it the real name, and we called it the Slider. And we were in a corner, and he started yapping about our gaming session from the last Friday. And we're in the corner, but as he's talking to me, he starts getting really close and kind of up in my face. And I remember just telling him that he needed to step back. And at the time, I was a little bit bigger than him. And that's not the case now, but I was bigger than than Gavin in real life, but he was getting like right up in my grill, and he had this stupid straw in his mouth.
Straw from a drink, right?
Yes, a straw from a drink. And I just told him that he needed to back up, and he wouldn't. So I grabbed that fucking straw right out of his mouth and I yanked on it. And I thought, and Gavin is, you know, he has talked about this. This isn't a secret. He lost 2 teeth in a bicycle riding accident. I thought I was going to rip his fucking teeth out.
Yeah.
And it was all, and meanwhile, the bartenders are thinking like, these 2 guys are like,
yeah, they're getting
BFFs. Like, what's going on between these 2? You know, we're arguing about Dungeons and Dragons. Well, that night that prompted a email, because we didn't have text messaging back then. It was emails. And I believe he emailed you about who is the true leader of our group.
Yeah. I was like kind of like hit out of
and
the
you
blue.
were like, what the hell is this about?
He's like, hey there, you know, Scott, what's going on? You know, he's like, I think I need you to tell me who you think the real leader of this group is. And I'm like, whoa. And I think I probably called you and was like,
yeah, what the hell happened?
What the hell's going on? Like, wow, what has gotten into, you know, to Gavin? And you always talked about the campfire, right?
I said, yeah, Gavin and Kez had some unfinished business. Anytime you want to roll initiative, let's just do it. Because I'll cut you.
Yeah. Yes. So it got into like,
that still gets brought up to this day.
It gets brought up, and I'm glad I wouldn't have wanted to see like 2 friends almost going at it over my game, but part of me was like, damn, I would have liked to seen you grab a straw out of his mouth as he's getting up in your grill. Like,
I'm polite.
Who do you think the fucking leader is?
The first time it was, yeah, and it had to do with going back and getting treasure or something like that. Cause you know, Gavin does like collecting treasure in this game, and my characters are usually not money driven. They're more respect driven. And, Gavin is more about, he's definitely more about the money in the game.
Nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, it's just a different way to play, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Operation
Mo Money.
I'll have to break that out someday on the channel. Yeah, these guys had a scheme to get something.
Oh, it was the greatest. So you'll need the original because I have it.
Yeah. Bring it over. We'll show it.
We'll scan it.
I'll scan it or take pictures and I'll put it up here for everybody. So yeah, so that was as close as it's ever gotten at our table.
But I have to. That was close, but there was a close one between Gavin and Rogan, and it was Pew Pew's first night, and that. That included with It wasn't D&D. It was another game. It was one of our one-offs.
It was Alien. Was it the Alien one?
Yeah.
And you had to play something. We got a card and you had to do a character trait on your
all right.
card.
Well, I'll set that up.
Yeah.
Like it was the new Alien game, which is by Free League, I believe. Very good game, by the way.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, real good for like one-offs. He should have just ghosted him. Bleeker, he's always on point.
He is.
We didn't have ghosting back then.
Yeah. I don't know what you would have done. You just wouldn't have picked up your phone, maybe.
Not return your emails or take down your MySpace page.
Yeah. So we're playing the Alien role playing game, and I'm just running one of the stock scenarios. Maybe just a little bit modified, but they do make it very easy in that game. They give like the characters for these little intro adventures. You got like cards, you got motivations. Real cool. Great for a cinematic. Like, let's play a movie of Alien. And Rogan's character, you were like a drug addict, were you not?
He was a drug addict, but he was ultra violent. He was the ultimate Marine. He thought as time went on, he didn't think anyone else deserved to be a Marine. He was an asshole. And I picked the character out. I took a glance. I'm like, oh, this might be fun. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, whoa, this is me. I can do this.
I can do this.
I can do this.
Yeah. So, needless to say, there was some tension between there's certainly tension between your characters, right? Yours and Gavin's character.
It gets to the point where sometimes we have to ask if there's tension between them in real life.
Yeah, I think there might have been some underlying whatever maybe was going on just at the time. This is a year and a half ago at this point, but there's I don't know if he was mad at you for something, but what did he do to you at the table?
At the table, I'm playing my character as being, he's a drugged up alpha marine, and he puts everyone down. He's inconsiderate or
a douchebag.
A douchebag, right? And Gavin's character was like a captain or squad leader, whatever it is. And out of the blue, my character's running his mouth. Out of the blue, he stands up in real life.
In real life, at the table,
he stands up because he sits next to me. He stands up in real life, grabs me by my shirt, and crams his hand down my mouth as if he had a gun.
Yeah, he's making a finger gun. Yeah, Stern was there. You saw it.
I did.
This was Pew Pew's first night.
And the guy who plays Torlox, it was his very first night gaming with us. We were kind of like thinking, like, is this, maybe he can hang with us. Let's try him out with some of these other games. And
in your live streams, for when we're role playing for the live game, he would be at the top of the picture,
left.
Yeah,
top left. Yeah,
next to the Phillies guy, which is Stern.
So he's just.
But he stood up and he had such real, I thought, for a moment, real angst.
Yes.
Like he's got a hold of my shirt with one hand.
Yeah.
And I'm kicked all the way back, and I'm kicked all the way back. He's got my shirt grabbed with his one hand. His other hand is in my mouth, and I'm thinking 1001.
And he kept yelling, "Say it again! Say it again!
Yeah.
Say it again!
Yeah. Say it again! Say it again! Say it again!"
Yeah.
Literally with a finger gun. We're not exaggerating. Down Rogan's real mouth.
Yeah.
Rogan is like tipped back. He's tipped back in his chair like this. And Rogan's doing the silent countdown. Like, all right, are we about to throw down here? This is role playing, but it's
it was
a
about
little bit beyond.
It was about to be real uncool.
It was,
but no, we're cool though. We're cool. It was.
Fortunately, it's cooler heads prevailed. I was thinking about saying something like, "Hey guys, let's maybe try not to,
touch each other at the table."
Well, I did, I don't know. Go ahead.
Gavin he's got so mad before he's left. Like, didn't he storm up the stairs one time and just left?
He has left before. That is true.
Yeah, he's a passionate guy. We'll give him that. He's a passionate guy. So
I get it. You know what? Sometimes when I'm in the heat, it feels like it's personal. Sometimes, like, dude, is he like?
Right.
I get that. And the thing is, like you said, I like to role play. I like to play any type of guy. And probably the best one was the Game of Thrones one, where
oh
that guy was a dick.
Yeah,
he was a real asshole. And
he played him perfectly.
I played basically what's his name from the real Game of Thrones? Littlefinger. Yeah, I was basically Littlefinger. Stabbing everybody in the back.
It's the way that game should be played. Mm-hmm. So we've had two incidents. One at a bar, and then I kind of forgot the one at the table.
I'm gonna have to throw there is one more, but there's no point that it ever get violent or anything like that. But one time, Gavin again was just so screaming at Mrs. Double D. Don't you remember Mrs. Double D went upstairs? And she said, I'm not playing again if he's going to be here.
Yeah, it's always whenever it involves Mrs. D, I always have to be like, all right, I can't. I'm almost overly, like, I don't want to say generous to the person going against her, because I don't want people to think like, oh, it's just your wife, you're going to take her side.
I don't think
I don't
think at the table any of us think that. In fact, to be honest, at the table, I might be the most protective of Mrs. Double D.
Yeah.
Right.
During an argument or whatever.
Maybe you sort of have to be. I kind of have to let that. If it's not going over the line, like the finger in the mouth, that in retrospect, it probably went over, but it didn't. In the end, it was fine, right?
And he was eating the chocolate peanut butter cookies. I can tell you that.
We hope.
Yeah, he did not wipe before, very good before. Yes,
I think that some of it, if you look at the 20 years we've been playing, and although we don't have quote unquote assigned seats, everyone just sits in the same spot. Because when we moved from upstairs to downstairs, we didn't stay in the same rotation as we did at the table. However, I have always sat next to Mrs. Double D. Always. The other time upstairs, now I'm at the end of a table with Double D at the head of the table as the game master and Mrs. Double D on my left. But upstairs, Gavin was next to me and Mrs. Double D, and that's when he was freaking hogging the whole table, which led to the tape.
The infamous tape session.
Yeah, it's gonna sound like we're sort of piling on Gavin. Like, you just have to realize, like, he's a very passionate guy.
He is.
He's a very dedicated gamer. You know,
he
he's
is
been with me for, so don't think we're
and 1,000,000%.
Yeah, he's
one of our best
good,
friends, and I love him.
Yeah, we love him. He's our,
he gives as well as he takes. He really does.
He can take it too. Yeah, because we'll oftentimes chide him to his face, and he will go along with the joke. So he has a pretty good sense of humor.
I'm grateful he's one of my better friends. I really am. I'm grateful to game with him every Friday.
Hungar, all right, this is our old friend DM James. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Hungar killed a guy character for hitting him with a cone of cold and then whipped his ass in real life. Oh, James, you got to come on. I know you're set up for it. You got the link right there, buddy. If you want to jump in here,
let's hear the story.
Yeah, I want to see that. I definitely want to hear that one. But yes, as we were saying about Gavin, yeah, it's don't get us wrong. We love Gavin. He's the game table would not be the same without him. And like I said, he's my oldest friend, that I'm still, in regular contact with, but, certainly one of my best friends. And
that being said, even if Gavin joined us tonight, that Gavin's story would still have been told.
Oh yeah.
The finger down Rogan's throat would have still been told because
still been told.
In Gavin's defense, maybe his character
right
would have done that. He just took role playing to another level, which we haven't gone to yet.
That's the whole story from James. He whooped his ass. Let's embellish it, James. You gotta mine that for content. No, I understand.
You rip a straw out of his mouth.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like anybody has we got some cautious folks.
And understandable. I was nervous. The first time I came on this show, the first night I came over, I told Double D and Rogan I was just going to sit in the back and just kind of watch. And Double D said, absolutely not.
But I just want you guys to know this. I'm going to do this regularly. Allow you guys to come in and kind of BS with us because I believe in you, the people.
And we give it back to you, the people. Gotham is yours. None shall interfere. Do as you please.
Do as you please.
Do you know who does a great Bane impression? Is Kyrie Irving.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does a very good one.
God, would never see that.
Should have asked him to do it when I met him.
Here you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's a couple other things we could look at if you guys are willing to stick around a little while longer. Oh, he's in.
There's DM James. Welcome.
Hello,
buddy. How you doing?
I'm very excited to be around. What's up?
Rock and roll.
Yeah, DM James is just about my favorite YouTuber. Love his he's got some very chill streams. He just kind of talks about it's like sitting on your back porch and
sipping on some lemonade,
rocking chairs.
Yeah,
but I will elaborate because I did kind of basically we had this guy, and he always played a wizard, and he said he's chaotic neutral, but he's really evil.
Mm-hmm.
And for like this whole game, we were playing for hours, and this whole game, no matter what, he was always dropping his cone of cold or his fireball, where it would just catch the Cavalier and the Dwarf Battle Rager.
Okay.
The Dwarf Battle Rager, as you could probably already guess, was played by my younger brother, Hungar. This went on for like an hour. And eventually, my friend Marcus, the Cavalier player, this is first edition AD&D, and I allowed Cavaliers.
How old were you guys?
Huh?
How old were you when you were playing?
Oh, man, we were like 16 or 17.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, it wasn't like we were, grown men throwing down in the front yard, but everybody kept telling him, you need to stop this. This is not cool. And in one battle, it was a big battle. There was like Umber Hulks involved and, so some serious business, right? And he dropped that cone of cold and it tucked the Cavalier out.
Oh.
And at that point, Hungar turned to me and says, I am attacking. I don't even remember this guy's character's name. And I was like, really? And he's like, yes. So this other guy who's playing, George the Gnome, was his character's name. Literally, George the Gnome.
Oh, boy.
So he's all like trying to fight with like these three Drown and Umber Hulk. The Dwarf Battle Rager battle rages at his own wizard. The cleric is losing her mind. She's just like not like, so he kills the guy's character. So then the guy like balled his character up and threw it across the table and hit Hungar. And Hungar just come around the table and snatched him up and just started.
Whoa!
Threw his ass out of the house, and the guy was out on the front porch crying for a while. And we eventually told him, "Look, go home."
Holy shit! Was that the last you saw of them?
Later, because you know how it is when you're like that age, and
yeah,
they ended up making up a little bit later, and that for real happened. And that guy was always a scumbag. I never liked him. He's Hungar's friend, but he was this guy that hung out, and I'm playing a chaotic neutral wizard, but I wear all black robes and I carry a skull top staff. And it's like, really, guy?
It's not always the case, but a lot of times, people's personality, it's like a vessel for them. Their character is a vessel for them and their views on life. Maybe not for everybody, but the people that it is, you can tell pretty quick. Yeah.
I mean, for what it's worth, he's in prison for like 100 and something years now.
There you go. Okay.
So the guy was a scumbag.
Oh,
real, like in real life and in game. So, but yeah, Hungar threw a beating on him. I mean,
sounds like it was well earned.
Yeah,
James.
And
were you?
He deserved it. He deserved it.
Oh yeah. That's you could tell he's being an asshole. He's purposely trying to catch everybody that he was.
Yeah, he was trying to kill his own group. I mean, obviously. And see, the guy playing the Cavalier was my best friend who passed a while back. But anyone who's ever played AD&D First Edition knows you don't just become like a level 8 Cavalier overnight. Mm-hmm. Like you've played that character for like a year.
Right.
And then to have some douchebag drop you in the middle of a fight with an 8 dice 6 or whatever cone of cold after you've already had 2 Umber Hulks chewing on your ass for like 5 rounds. It was just too much. It was, and no one at the table. It was like after Hungar beat his ass, and it was right in the middle of our kitchen. So no one even got up from the table. Everybody just sat there and was like watching it. And then he chucked him out. We had a little house, and he chucked him out the screen door, and he kind of like I said, he kind of hung out for a little. I guess he's waiting to see if we were going to but
let him back
we're like, go home, and then like everybody kind of laughed about it. We're all like, yeah, he deserved that.
Yeah,
but that's the story. So I'll let you guys get back to it. And
Well,
I'll
were
get
you?
back to-
One question before you go, and yeah,
Yes,
if you
sir.
want to dart, were you ever on the Eric Noah boards for 3rd edition, the message boards?
I don't
guess
remember.
the precursor to EN World.
Oh, I used to be on the N-World stuff before they
Yeah.
started getting,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
a little bit.
Well,
I'm
the
pretty sure I got banned off of N-World. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I would be banned now. I haven't really gone on there much, like in the last literally 15 years.
About the time Pundit got tuck out, a lot of us got tuck out.
Yeah.
You know, so then a lot of us just joined Pundit's board.
Yeah. The
But
RPG
there was
site.
like that era when the N-World and all that was really cool. And I don't know if there was a change of management or what happened, but they came in and just started cleaning house. It was like, you disagree with the narrative, you're out, you know.
Well, it's probably followed societal, you know, the way society sort of is, because
Right.
it's always been Russ Morrissey, who I think is a jerk. I do not like that guy.
Well, it's like I was saying in a stream or something the other day. One of my favorite games of all time is Warhammer Fantasy 2nd Edition, right? That was written by Chris Pramis. And Chris Pramis wasn't always an asshole.
Yeah.
But then Trump got elected and that dude lost his damn mind.
Antifa. Yeah, he's a proud
he
Antifa.
just went nuts. And I'm sitting here like, dude, you wrote Pendragon? You wrote the dungeon, whatever that was, Dragon Age game. You wrote this game.
Dragon Age.
You wrote all these great games, and you used to get online and be funny, and you know, and now you're just like
insane.
You know, nobody can stand you. You know.
Well, I remember the forerunner to EN World was the Eric Noah boards, and those came around like late '99, early 2000. And that's where I think Gary Gygax used to hang out as Colonel Plato. And
I just want to. I'm building another one of those foam display cases. I thought I'd let you view my Imperial Guard tank collection.
Oh yeah, my video. Oh, I like it. Yeah, my video is coming. I'm going to I'm going to put it out there. Nicely done. Yeah, but there was always a thread on there, and it sort of inspired this kind of topic. And I just remember some guy, he's just like, hey, any of you guys ever get into a fight or a Donnybrook, I think as he put it, on game night? And
Donnybrook, that's a Yankee term, so that wouldn't have been me.
Yeah, but no, I wasn't accusing it of being it, but I just remember how funny that thread was, because that was back before all the political correct bullshit. And
yeah, well, there was
so
a
many
time,
people like chimed in and said, oh yeah, me and my friend threw down, we ganged up on this guy.
Back in the day, like when I was 14 and 15, like you'd be doing something in class and some dude would be like, I'm going to catch you after school, or vice versa. And then you'd throw bones, and then whoever won or lost, you'd pick yourself up and, you know, whatever, walk yourself home. And it was never a big deal. It wasn't like you ever had to worry about getting tucked out.
It was done after that.
And the first time I ever met Marcus, we got in a fist fight. We fought down 3 blocks. And then eventually, like, we were broken up or whatever. And then I was standing in my backyard doing something stupid, like dripping melting plastic on an ant nest or something, like you do when you're like that age. And he was on the other side of chain link fence. His house was behind my house. And we started talking. And he's like, yeah, I play D&D. And I was like, well, I do too. And we ended up being lifetime best friends. But the first time we met, he was riding a bike and I was walking. And when he rode by me, he kicked me in the ass.
Ooh.
So I immediately snatched him off the bike. And
it was on.
It was just going on. But I mean, this was all teenage stuff. I haven't been in a fight in at least 25 years.
Which is
maybe
something
when
to
I
be
was in
proud
my
of.
early 30s and I was hanging out at the goth clubs a lot, but not since then. You know, once you hit 40, going to the clubs is just pathetic. It's time to, you know, you don't want to be the dude with the big mustache and the hamburger meat and the big medallion, you know, shirt, button, hanging out in the club. That's just not who I wanted to be. When my hair started turning gray, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
So, but again, I really appreciate you having me on your show. Congratulations on your success. And I am over here. I made a little thing today talking about I finally put together my old Mordheim miniatures. They were on the screw still.
Nice.
In honor of the fact that I'm running every other week a Warhammer game. I was like, I'll put these Mordheim guys together. I've had them for 20 years. May as well. But I'm going to take off. Thanks a lot for having me, guys.
Thanks for popping in, James.
Great
Great
to see you, James.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
That was a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Maybe
Yeah,
that broke
dude.
the ice on some other people wanting to join in.
Yeah. Anybody wants to, you're more than welcome to. We'll stick around a little bit longer here. Yeah, but I was Gary Gygax used to hang out on the Eric Noah boards, and
I
as
remember you
Bleeker
telling me
pointed out, yeah, he was on the EN World a little bit.
What was the boards with the video games?
That was that Nutkin Land?
Nutkin Land, absolutely.
I think that was Nutkin Land. Yeah.
I would play video games while I was at work doing data entry, and I played the game called Taunty. And when I got busted, I just said it helped with my 10 key skills. And
they couldn't do anything.
If anybody remembers what Taunty was, that's exactly what it did. It was just doing 10 key. It was like whack-a-mole. And
Night Anon.
Yeah. And then I was allowed to play it. Princess Pinky used to play games on there too all day long. Her and we sat in cubicles next to each other.
The good old days. Yeah, so Something Awful. I was never on Something Awful a lot. I would pop in for their Photoshop Friday because it used to be really funny. But then of course,
Oh yeah, Photoshop Friday.
Nutkin Land was like the Wild West.
No, yeah,
but everyone had guns.
Yeah, yes. Not everybody was sane either.
That is true.
Yeah, it was a good site. Well, maybe we'll just do. We'll do a little bit of this. I'll show you. I'll show you a little bit of this crazy person.
Put a little sauce on that taco.
Yeah, we'll put some sauce on this taco. Maybe this will bring us out. We'll have a good laugh about this. It's our old friend Connie Chang.
Oh boy.
Talking about a DM power move. So listen up, all you DMs out there, because she's going to tell you how it's done.
Here's a DM power move. Introduce an extremely plot-relevant NPC, a very important one, who speaks exclusively in Ulu voice. I've done this in my own campaign. Her name is Squeak. She is an extremely orbitus rotund grung. She'll also say stuff like, "The cataclysm has devastated the realm. Refugees are fleeing to the court of Wavens. It's a bloodbath." And my players just have to sit there and take it. Here's a DM power move.
Wow.
Here's a DM.
That's wrong, picking on people that have speech impediments.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck's wrong with this person?
Yeah, come on, Connie.
Yeah, how fucking cruel is that? Amazing. Insidious.
Shame.
So was the guy in The Princess Bride inconceivable? Is she making fun of him?
Or how about the priest at the
Oh,
wedding?
yeah.
Love.
Wedding.
Love.
True love. Oh my God, she is something else.
Well, we don't. I mean, like, is she trans?
I believe so, yeah.
So we don't know. Like, they are unbelievable. Is that safe?
I think she's one that honestly doesn't care. I'll give her that. She looks like a biological female to me, and she doesn't care, I think. Because when I did that video on her, I looked. I think she was like she, he, they. So it's like, all right. You're open for business, I guess. So I'll call you what I think you are, and you look like a she to me, but I could be wrong. Here's another bit of advice. Boy, she gets this is TikTok. She gets a lot of views on here. I'm not sure what's considered good on TikTok, but she's got like 1 million views or something. Yeah, 4.6 million likes.
Does she have a link to her OnlyFans?
Oh God,
I don't want that.
You're gonna pay for that. You are going to pay for that, Rogan.
If you want to improve your descriptions as a game master, here are 3 tips in order of difficulty. 1. Engage all 5 senses. Tell your players what they see, hear, taste, smell, feel. If you're lost, pick 2 senses and go ham. Sight and taste.
Go ham.
Go ham. I'm going ham.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
So you smell ham.
Yeah,
oh no, you're
right.
supposed to go ham.
No, I eat a ham.
Go ham?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The forest is green and sprawling, the taste of sap heavy on your tongue. Smell and
So you're licking trees?
I was going to say, why would your tongue?
Why would sap be on my tongue? I'm so
I've heard of tree huggers, but a tree licker?
What the hell? Like frog lickers, maybe? What the hell?
What was the
Sound.
actor's name from Princess Bride? Charlotte wants to know.
Oh, it's
Sean. Are you talking about
Will
the
Wallace
Inconceivable?
Shawn.
Wallace Shawn.
Okay,
Wallace Shawn.
He was also the dealer in Vegas Vacation.
He was
Checking
They-
200.
He also played a Catholic priest in that coming of age movie with was it Matt Dillon or Matt Dillon's brother Kevin Dillon?
What was
Or
the movie?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody will know it, but he had to give a speech before a dance. It was like a Catholic school in the 50s. So they were like all lined up, and he's like, all right, now Father, so and so is going to give a speech. And he's like, so, just imagine that voice.
Right.
He gets like worked up, and I just remember him going, and flesh will be ripped from your body by grotesque serpents.
I like that actor.
Oh, yeah.
Play some more. I want to hear more about sap on my tongue.
All right.
you strain your ears in the dungeon but hear only your own heartbeat. Seconds later, the smell of blood. Mix it up. Tip number 2, use strong verbs. The bandit rears up, the horse slams down, the tree buckles, the dragon snarls. You might find yourself returning to the same toolbox of verbs, especially if you've been GMing for a while. So expand your repertoire. Look up a new verb or 2 and challenge yourself to use it during a session, no matter what happens. This feeds into my 3rd tip. Get poetic. Reach for unexpected words. The blade ribbons forward. Use similes to convey mood. The horizon sprawls open like a promise. Your party's plan comes together like lovers reuniting.
What? Lovers reuniting. Can our party get together this Friday? Like we're lovers.
Yep.
Reuniting.
Secret lover. Why don't you just give me all your money now, Griswold, and I'll kick your ass.
Chris.
I'm gonna start using Moses Malone verbs like, all right, I mother the sword and hit the guy.
Faux.
Bridge negative space and let your players' imaginations fill in the gaps. The bandit leader steps forward, her face an aberration of beauty. What does that mean? Who knows? Let your
Point your toe. Don't point your toe. Who knows?
She just Garibay us.
Yeah, you're gonna start sounding like Mike Tyson. You're just throwing around all these words that don't fit. Your defenses are impetuous.
Your players marinate on it. And a 4th bonus tip for all experience levels, do some prep. Write a few descriptions in advance or prep the kinds of descriptions you might need to make. If your players are going into a royal castle, you might prepare descriptions of building materials, fancy clothing, gemstones, smells. For example, a list like this. Tortured paintings of angels, marble walls like milk white skin, the smell of honey and blood. So no matter where your players go,
smell of honey and blood.
Man, this palace smells like honey and blood.
I don't want to play in her game anymore.
Yeah, we got ripped off when we bought this place. It smells of honey and blood.
Still can't get that smell out of the carpets.
Yeah, honey, blood, and cat piss.
in the castle, you can drop one of these descriptions in and expand off of it depending on the situation. This kind of single sentence aesthetic prep can help you improvise eye-catching descriptions off the dome. What advice?
Eye-catching or ear-catching?
Yeah, I thought we were talking about all the senses, lady. They, all the senses.
That's our gal Connie.
Womp womp. Smells like ketchup and
What do you
pee or
do?
hot dogs and shit. I told Derek, this is the first Derek reference on the show.
Yeah.
I told Derek
Boy.
to never tell a girl that she smells like hot dog water when I was giving him some fatherly advice.
That's good advice.
It's sound.
Yeah.
It's sound. Yeah.
You ain't gonna pitch no woo telling a girl that.
Where did that one come from?
I don't know. I just was like, I said, do you want to go by a construction site and whistle at girls? He's like, no. And I was like, I'll give you some good advice about girls. Never tell them they smell like hot dog water.
Yes. So we may have a future. It's like we're wildcatting out in the fields of Texas. We got a rich Garibay well. It's just bringing in it's bringing in money hand over fist. But we're always thinking ahead. Like this well ain't gonna be here forever. But we're sending out guys like Daniel Plainview, and they just discovered another tract of land, and that tract of land's name is Connie Chang.
Absolutely.
The only problem is TikTok is such a garbage site. Like they you can play like licensed music like in it, and if I replay it on here, I'll probably get I guess
strike or whatever.
Well, I guess for a live stream, it's not half bad because you're basically just here to get together and have a good time. So if these videos get demonetized, I don't think they would strike. It would just be a claim. A copyright claim is different. And that's what almost everybody does. Like these owners of copyrights, they'll just take the money that you make for this video. They'll say, "Oh, we detected your song is being played here. Do you want to claim it so you can get the money for it?" Now, if they wanted to be dicks, they could try to lodge a copyright strike on you, which is not very good for your channel. But
does anybody remember that song?
Noted Eric C. Noted.
Bittersweet Symphony.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They got in trouble for sampling a Rolling Stones song, and they lost a lot.
Yeah.
So as their group became more popular from that song, it actually was making them go more broke.
The Verve.
The Verve, and that's what ultimately broke them up. And there's a story about at the end, maybe the guy from the Rolling Stones that had the rights to that song gave him a watch as like a parting gift or something like that. Yeah. Bittersweet Symphony, which was the song I believe in the movie with Reese Witherspoon, and she was at like a Ryan Phillip. He was in it, and it was at a high school, and the girl that played Buffy.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? I don't have that one. I remembered the Wallace Shawn movie. It was Heaven Help Us. That was the name of that one, and I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, that was back when
late 90s.
Yeah, that era. There was a lot of those.
That's the scene where they're practicing kissing on girls.
Oh, Cruel Intentions.
Cruel Intentions.
Thank you,
now I
David.
remember.
Thank you, David.
Yep.
And the famous scene where the two girls were kissing and their spit trail freaking joined them as well.
Little Jimmy.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that might just about do it.
Thank you, everybody, for tonight.
Have a good.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah,
Yep.
guys.
Thanks for showing up.
Yep. Showing up strong as always.
These people are the best.
The diggers dig us. The diggers dig us.
No, I'm like we're talking and listening, watching, and I'm like reading as fast as I can. I'm like, you guys are fucking gold. Seriously, we could spend the whole time just reading off the stuff that you guys say. Seriously, you guys rock.
Yeah, and if you're someone who's like, man, I guess I'd love to jump in and talk to him. Honestly, I do want to do that. I think it'll keep the show fresh to maybe have somebody pop in. Look, if we're not going to sit here and make fun of you or anything. If you just want to pop in and say hi, if you have a story or
I would love it. I would love it.
Oh yeah.
I knew you would. So that's why.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be cool.
We are open to that. So just consider it. I don't think you need like a fancy mic or anything. You can probably just use your phone if you had to.
If anything, 2 minutes in and out. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, if I'll do that, like I said, regularly, hopefully, and we'll let you, the people.
I'll have to talk off air with Double D. Next Wednesday for me may not work, so we'll discuss that. And by all means, the show definitely should go on. Just Sophia has a soccer game, and it is like at an odd time, and I don't want to make everybody have to change everything because of that.
Keep in mind, you could just pop in whenever,
right?
If we're 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden, boom,
yeah,
we'll hold the water for you.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted. Yeah, I wanted. Yeah, OGGM. Yeah, I want you to come in too. OGGM's a good dude, long-standing channel. I think I've said it before. Said it till I'm blue in the face. If you're not a member or a subscriber of OGGM's channel, go out there and subscribe. He does regular news of the day type events, so he will keep you more freshly updated than I will. I will cherry pick things that I think are interesting, but he will give you stuff as it happens. So if you're looking for like, hey, what's going on? He does a stream or two or a video or two a day to help keep you guys updated. So subscribe to him, subscribe to our friends, like T-shirted historian. Let's help each other,
Double D, we got a mouse dropping right now.
Oh, James, you don't have to do that, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on. You were great as always. I will, if you're open, and it works out soon here, I will pop on your stream anytime, my friend. I love talking with you. You are a gentleman and a scholar.
We got a little suggestion, so a minor mouse dropping from Eric C. I'll have you read that real quick.
Have us pop in and give you funny things that happened at the table. Oh, the stories. Eric C. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Absolutely, yeah.
He might have felt like we just wanted the violence tonight.
Yeah.
So, absolutely, we can do that in the future.
And keep in mind too, even if we're not going to like boot you off if you have something entertaining. Trust me, this show is all.
I want off script.
You went off script. Yeah,
I want off script all the time.
Yeah, I keep a little structure, so we're not just kind of looking at each other going like, so how was your day? So I kind of keep things moving, but trust me, that's if we can improve on that by having some real life stories, I would.
It's we know our stories, but it's really.
We
cool
want to hear
hear
some
other
of yours.
people's stories.
Right?
It's like it's really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to thank you to again another shout out for Eric. At the beginning, he was telling us all about our mics, and I know he was teasing us at the beginning about all that stuff, but that was super helpful. We need to know that stuff right away. So thank you, Eric, for that earlier.
Yeah, remember we are all in the same room, so it's not as easy as just having everybody on their separate
except for Stern, a couple blocks away,
except for Stern,
and
from parts unknown.
Parts unknown, yeah.
3 blocks to the west.
So a little bit of promo. So tomorrow night, I believe it's at 7. I will be on with Immortal Rising.
7 what time? Which
Eastern,
time?
Eastern, I believe. I'll make sure. Look for me on Twitter. I'll let you know, or just go to his channel. Give him a subscribe to. It's Immortal Rising comic. I think he's Comicsgate, but he also interviews comic creators and people in the TTRPG realm, shall we say? And I think I'll be on with Nerd Cognito, so it'll be interesting to talk to him as well. So hopefully that'll be fun. And then on this coming Monday, I will be on with the Basic Expert. I'll be on his channel, and I'm assuming that's on. I think he said that we were a go, so I'll be on with Basic Expert on his show on Monday. So I'm looking forward to that too.
What time will that be on?
I think he's on a little later. I'll have to check that. I'm not entirely sure.
We'll get those times out to you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll. I should have jotted those down, and my apologies, but very easy to find if they have them scheduled. So tomorrow for Immortal Rising, I'll be on his channel. and then on Monday on Basic Experts channel. Like, really looking forward to talking to John. I've admirer his. In fact, got his Atomic Punk book here, just flipping through it. Very cool. He's got some cool videos just talking about like game philosophy and stuff like that.
Here we go. Malachi's got something for you. I'll put it right up there. We'll get that sticker back up right after.
Yeah, Basic Expert. He's a little later. He might be West Coast. So it'll be a little bit later. But that's okay. I will hang in there and
drink some Red Bull and vodka.
Exactly. Yeah.
Drink some skinny bitches.
Yeah, looking forward to going on some other streams and just like I said, just hopefully just relaxing, having a good time. So, all right, that's going to do it. You guys have a great day. Any last words, Rogan?
Hey guys, thanks a lot. Seriously, this is as always a ball. I really enjoyed this. You guys are golden.
Very good.
Stern, anything?
Second time was better. I loved it.
Yeah,
you guys are great diggers.
Yeah, we're breaking you in.
Yeah.
Crazy Mouse, anything?
Nah, you guys know I love you.
All right. As do I. Love you all. Thank you all. And we will talk soon. And until then, you guys take care. Remember, tomorrow night, Immortal Rising Comics. I will be on there. So take care. Love you. Bye.
Is that Double D? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Let's just go in and like kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys. Who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all, conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Mazes and monsters is a far-out game.
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening the refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of a mermaid or a siren, right?
Orcs are just like evil elves, right? And they were like made by like an evil god.
Honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
We gotta put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
Their voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
You're not in Transylvania anymore, Crystal. We don't talk vampire.
When you say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
I disagree. I disagree, Gary.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Otisburg?
Where's this monster? She's got her own place. Mr.
Otisburg?
It's a little bitty place.
Otisburg?
Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Great sandwich.
Hey there, it's your boy Double D, and I want to tell you about a great offer from our friends over at Neckbeardia. That's right. We all love James and Megan, and I am happy to say they love us too. That's why they are offering a 10% discount on everything in their store just for my audience. If you haven't done so already, check it out at the link in the description below. They work with a fantastic 3D artist to offer you miniatures with detail you have to see to believe. No need to print anything out. They will take care of that messy and smelly business on their end. All you need to do is pick out your next character or the next group of monsters your party is going to fight. They also have some pretty hilarious subclasses for you guys that are still playing 5th edition, all for less than a cup of coffee. They have adventures, Atomic Punk 2160 by the Basic Expert, t-shirts, and a lot more. Why not support people that don't hate you? Use the promo code DND10 for 10% off your order. And remember that shipping is free for orders over 50 pounds. That's just a little bit over $60 US. Visit them today and don't forget to use the promo code DND10.
What qualifies you to be a U.S. Senator? You have 60 seconds.
Hi, good night, everybody.